My name is Seth MacLeod. Today we'll be working on Variation 2 from Subjects, Op.3, which is a theme and 40 variations. This variation is an exercise on spiccato. The kind of spiccato I like to teach with this variation is a pointed spiccato rather than a brushed spiccato. If you are familiar with the recordings of Heifetz, Feuermann, and Primrose, you will hear that they use this type frequently. It is very articulated and energetic. To start, let's look at Dunis's chart of bow strokes. My teacher, George Nightgroup, studied with Dunis for a period of about 10 to 15 years. Dunis did not use this chart with him, but I think it's a very effective way of categorizing and thinking about the bow strokes. The chart is separated into two trees. In the first tree we have simple détaché, which is just changing bow. In the other tree we have accentuated détaché, which is when you inflect the stick as you change bow. It gives a nice emphasis to each note. Spiccato comes from this second tree. If you take a look at the chart, there is accentuated détaché, which then goes to martelé, which then goes to spiccato. First, we'll apply accentuated détaché to the entire variation. Use the middle of the bow and enough bow to comfortably and reliably play each note with the accentuation. Second, we'll apply martelé to the variation. The way we'll achieve the martelé stroke is by playing with an accentuated détaché and then suddenly and firmly stopping the bow. And now we'll take a look at the spiccato stroke. In the chart, you'll see that Dunis wrote that spiccato comes from martelé by lifting the bow. This is sort of true. What we'll do is, it's important to practice it that way before starting from above the string. By starting from the string as a martelé, this will ensure that we are using the necessary amount of force for such a small amount of bow. So what we'll do is we will play the variation with martelé with a tiny amount of bow, starting from the string for every note. And now, before we practice starting from above the string, I want to now take a look at the right hand, what we're doing with that. What we've done now is we've looked at how the bow is interacting with the string, but now we need to really think about the technique of how we're moving our hand. And so for spiccato, there is a subtle rotation of the forearm. What we'll do is we will exaggerate the motion to start. And we will start by doing down bows from the C string to the A string, and then up bows from the A to the C. And then once that's comfortable, we'll then do that with just the G and D string, again starting down bow from G to D, and up bow D to G. And then, again, once that's comfortable, we'll now do it on just one string, the D string. Don't bounce too high. Keep the bow close to the string. Again, it's just a slight rotation. And so yeah, about that too high. Don't, not like that. Really keep it close to the string with that slight rotation. And lastly, keep your hand in neutral position. I'll talk more about the bow positions later in another video, but for now, really avoid trying to do, moving your hand down bow or up bow when you do this. The technique to this is it's about the rotation of the forearm. And now let's put everything together. So we'll now practice the variation above the string slowly. And again, really think about that rotation. And then after the entire variation is comfortable slowly, we'll then work your way up to the full tempo. And I'll play the whole variation now. So, thank you for watching, and I hope that this video helps your spiccato.